Welcome back, everyone, to the GGBL. It's about that time of the season where we're finally getting ready for the GGBL draft. Got a good one here for you today. Some people might think this might be a little boring, but for me and a lot of the franchise nerds out there, I think this is really cool. So we've got all of our custom players inside of Out of the Park Baseball. Very quick scroll on some of these names, but they are the top players with the highest potential rating, the silver stars that you see over here. And then what's cool about Out of the Park is that you can look at the future draft pool. And this is 2027, and we don't have anybody that is a custom guy coming in to 2027. In 2028, though, we do have Max Tronlin, starting pitcher. Looks like he's going to be a pretty good one here. But at the very end of the video, I will talk about how I'm updating and shifting some of those draft classes for the future, because a lot of your guys that you submitted for this draft for the GGBL that have to play in the GGS, they're not coming in to the draft until like 2028, 2029, and I think that's a little crazy to wait that long. So I will tell you guys how I'm gonna work around that. But a little quick scroll of all of our teams here. Players like Theo Mulch, an outfielder, Kenji Shinoda, a starting pitcher for the Portland Timberwolves. Not every team, actually every team does have a custom player, but not every team has like multiple. Some teams only have one, some teams only have two, but Salt Lake Elevate have a few. They've got Hideo Kojima. This is my guy that I purchased with channel points. We got Jimmy Janitzer, starting pitcher, and then we have Mitchell Simmons and William Allen Milton. And again, all these guys, I'm going to give you their scouting reports and a quick brief snapshot of all of their attributes so that you know what they're bringing to the table for the GGS and what type of player that they are. Some players like this Frank Zimmer, second baseman for the Elevate, he actually turns out pretty good. So we'll see him inside of our draft class as well. And that's the cool thing about this system, is that we will be able to see some CPU generated guys be drafted based on their production, their performance, and I'll have to create those guys as well. I also have another player here, Marco Antonio Valenzuela. Yes, it's a mouthful, but he is a good pitcher as well. He's not coming into this draft class. He's coming in a little bit later. Now for the St. Louis Archers, we have a lot of custom players, but they don't have any pitchers. So they're like all offense. They got Link Calhoun, Cannon O'Connor, Bort Hammerstein, Maverick Holt, and that's it. So they got 4 custom hitters for this squad, and a lot of contact, a lot of power. Like, that's the name of these guys' game. Of course, Link, not so big on the contact. He's decent in contact, but he's more power, speed, fielding type of player. And then you got Bort Hammerstein, who of course is literally like the prototypical first baseman. Like, he's just gonna hit, you know, he's that type of guy. And then you got Maverick Holt, who can also play a little first base as well. So we're going to have to determine who's first and who's DH. And I think that makes more sense to put Bort as the DH guy, moving up into the cleanup role there. Put Maverick Holt there at the second slot there in the lineup. And yeah, that is it for the St. Louis Archers. They don't have anybody else as far as offense is concerned. Now, looking here at the middle chart there, the team position ranks. You can see Hayden Carver there for Charlotte. He's first at first base. We got Louis Coduti and Brady Dunn Jr. Chris Gentry as well. Yeah, not fun. Not fun for me to have to call on Brady Dunn Jr. constantly. But those are custom players over there. I think we also had Kellen Ingram as well playing for Charlotte. We didn't see him up on that team position rank. But we've also got here for Denver Summit, again, just Max Tronlin. That is it. Denver does not have any offensive pieces as far as custom players are concerned. Portland has a few. We got Theo Mulch is first as a right fielder. Kenji Shinoda is 5th best as far as starting pitchers go. So that's nice to see there. And then for the Salt Lake Elevate, they got a really good team. We got 3rd place for William Allen Milton, Hideo Kojima, first place for second base, I should say, and Mitchell Simmons 3rd in left field. Cannon O'Connor, the first rated catcher. Bort Hammerstein, number 2 for first baseman. And then we got Link Calhoun first in left fielders as well. So again, a lot of your guys that are going to be drafted here that are playing in this Golden Globe showcase, of course, they got to be really good because they're going to be first-round talents coming into the GGBL. Now, this league only plays, this feeder league only plays in April and in May. So it's a 2-month stretch because they got a combine in June, and we want to make sure the players are healthy for the draft. And then in July, of course, that's when the GGBL draft commences, right? So we're kind of backtracking a little bit because inside of the GGBL, we're inside of July at this point, getting ready for the draft. As we simulate the first month, we got Charlotte in front at 11-5, St. Louis at 9-7. They're 2 games back. Only 4 teams are going to make the playoffs. Whoever wins out of those 2 matchups, then they'll play for the Golden Globe Showcase Championship. Now for the statistics here, a month in, we got Bort Hammerstein with 11 bombs. Pretty cool to see. We've got Chris Gentry for Charlotte with 6. And of course, you guys can pause and take a look here at your leaders across the statistical field here. We got 4 stolen bases for Frank Zimmer. You see his batting average there is about 290 with a 429 OBP. Hayden Carver leads the way with 71 at-bats. Bort Hammerstein, 20 runs. He's leading the way there. And then Alan Milton with 8 doubles. So he's looking pretty good. Strikeouts. Chris Gentry strikes out a lot. He's leading in that respect with 26. Isolated power. Bort Hammerstein's leading the way there with 549. So just, again, a very, very quick scroll here because we're only a month in. And we'll take a little bit slower of a scroll once the season's all finished up. But strikeout leaders, you got Kenji Shinoda. Has a very good ERA right now at 1.12. Wins above replacement for a starting pitcher. We got Jimmy Janitzer with a 2.2. And that ERA is sparkling right now. Jimmy Janitzer leading again with runs against per 9. I believe that is. And then we've got Jimmy Janitzer with 1 shutout as well. Malik Williams looks like he's a pretty good pitcher too. 25K per walk. I'd say that's pretty darn good. Right. 4 holds for Hector Flores. 4 quality starts for Jimmy Janitzer. And I think he's only pitched in maybe 4 games, maybe 5 games, possibly 6, given the month that we've all been watching here in Sim. Now for streaks, this is pretty cool. Hitting streak, Brady Dunn Jr. in the lead there. Home run streak, we've got Bort Hammerstein with 5. He's got a 5-game streak with a home run. Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going there, Bort. Even though you're not going to be drafted this year, it'll be just fun to create more storylines and player backstories and things like that. So we're here in May. This is the final month of the GGS as far as regular season play is concerned. So let's go ahead and sim it out, baby. Sim it out. St. Louis looks like they're coming in first place. All right, so Charlotte 17-14. St. Louis, man, they went 7-3 in their last 10 to go to 20-11, and then the Elevate at 18-13. So only 1 team did not make the playoffs. It would be Denver. Unfortunately for Denver. Bort's going to lead the league in home runs with 19. We've also got Cannon O'Connor there with 11, Gentry with 10, Alan Milton with 9, and those are your leaders with the home runs. Now, as far as ribbies go, we got Hammerstein, Gentry, Dunn Jr., Alan Milton, O'Connor. Hideo Kojima with 9 stolen bases leads the league. Hammerstein finished the season with an on-base plus slugging, so the OPS above 1,200. Kellen Ingram going to lead the league in runs scored. Very healthy batting average as well. And slugging percentage for Bort was .872. That batting average is insane. The home run totals is crazy. Louis Coduti with 39 walks. And it looks like Kellen Ingram with a 2.43 win probability added. He's a winner, man. He's a winner. So if you're going to draft him, you're getting a winner. Now, Marco Antonio Valenzuela with 90 strikeouts led the league, and then Jimmy Janitzer, his teammate, on the other side in second place. Strikeouts per 9, Marco Antonio Valenzuela, 13K per 9. 2 shutouts for Janitzer. Tronlin was awesome too, a K per walk ratio, 13.8. That's incredible. We got 5 holds for Flores. Janitzer there, up there again. And Tronlin with the league lead in BABIP. So he did not get a lot of hits against him. So basically the custom players really stood out. Now, the 4 teams that make the playoffs, like I mentioned, how this is set up, the first game is just to determine 3rd place. But this one, we've got the Elevate and the Archers in the championship game. So Salt Lake wins game number 1. We're going to watch just the first inning of game number 2, just to kind of get a feel for some of these players and see what Out of the Park Baseball has as far as its presentation is concerned with the quick manage, if you will. So leading off is Mitchell Simmons. We got a long drive to left center field. That'll be caught. On the mound is my boy here, non-custom player, Vladimir Van Meurs. I hope this guy makes it. I hope this guy gets drafted as one of the 30 players to get drafted. The name is perfect, and he looks like he's pitching pretty good here. They got Hideo Kojima up. That's my boy, Hideo Kojima, right down the line. Love it. He's got a double. 2-out double for the contact speed hitting second base shortstop. We got William Allen Milton. He strikes out looking. Van Meurs has got him, and we're going to flip it over here to Marco Antonio Valenzuela going up against this heavy hitting St. Louis lineup. Let's see what he's got here against Hammerstein. Up, popped them up. Foul territory, popped them up. Where's all the power, Bort? I thought you had all that power. I want to see it. Maverick Holt next up, called out on strikes. There's that K per 9 from Marco Antonio Valenzuela. That's 2 up, 2 down. Link Calhoun, deep fly ball to left. Got some good wood on it, but it's right at the left fielder. So that is going to do it for our little in-game sim. We'll go ahead and simulate it all the way to the end of the game. St. Louis did get the victory. Maverick Holt was the difference maker for the Archers in what turned into a shootout with the Elevate. Holt earned accolades after going 2 for 5 in the 11-4 win. Quote, "It's nice to step up when your team needs you," said Calhoun. Love that. I love the depth that Out of the Park Baseball allows us to watch here. It's a couple doubles, couple home runs. None on the Elevate side for homers. We did have Maverick Holt hit 2 bombs, and then nothing from like Bort or anybody else. Now, Van Meurs was very good. Valenzuela was a little shaky. So we'll simulate the next game, and the Archers are going to drop this one 6-1. Salt Lake with the dub. Unfortunately, I can't see like a box score or a game log. I don't know if that's a glitch or something, but I can't actually click on that. It just gives me an error message. And then the Salt Lake Elevate will get this victory here, scoring 16 runs. So there you go. So I can't get a highlight reel. I can't get box scores. It's odd. But they will win the series here 4-1. Jimmy Janitzer was a beast. Apparently he was really good. He was the player of the game. And there you go. So the Salt Lake Elevate will be your champions for Season 1 of the Golden Globe Showcase. And there's your quick screenshot of the stats of the best players that led their team to the championship run. So, of course, that's got to play a factor into the awards and the voting. And looking at the MVP, very tough for me to make this decision. But, you know, I go back to Bort. I don't know how you can hit 370 with 20 home runs. It's clearly the best batting average, clearly the most home runs. You got to go with Bort for the MVP. Now, for Pitcher of the Year, you can select 2. You know, I'm looking at Kenji Shinoda. He went undefeated. 5-0, 1.35 ERA. The whip was amazing as well. Tronlin, the ERA is a little high, but Marco Antonio Valenzuela was a champion, and so is Jimmy Janitzer. His numbers are really good too. Janitzer just had the better ERA. Even though both are very good, I had to make a choice in that one, so I did pick Janitzer. Now for the Reliever of the Year award, I'm going to go with the closer, and you know, because his ERA was just really, really, really good. I couldn't deny him for Reliever of the Year award in that sense. So DH, we got a platinum stick. We're going to go with Ryan Gersh. And then for the catcher, we're going to go with the custom player there, Cannon O'Connor. And for first base, this might be a little tough, but, you know, I got to go with Bort again. I almost picked Hayden Carver there just because he had the better batting average, but I felt like, again, with the home runs, like that's really standing out to me. I did go second base with Zimmer. Got a good batting average, 333. Had some solid stolen base numbers. So we went with Zimmer. Plus, how can you not when you're winning a championship, right? Now, Ryan McGugan, a lot of home runs on his side, so I did go his route. Best batting average, Louis Coduti. For the shortstop, I think I might want to go with my guy, Hideo Kojima, but, you know, I don't know. The weighted runs created, the WRC plus, and then the WAR. Very difficult choice here because we did have 1.9 for both. I ended up going with Louis Coduti there instead of my boy, Hideo Kojima. Now, left fielders, I did go with Kellen Ingram. This is going to be tough because they're all custom players. Mitchell Simmons just didn't have the batting average, in my opinion, 261 compared to Mulch with 358. Link had the 9 home runs. He had the most home runs out of the whole bunch. Simmons didn't hit for batting average, but he did hit for power. It's tough, man. Plus, you got Brady Dunn Jr., 351. But I'm going to go with Link Calhoun. He was just really good all year long. And then Gentry at 270 with 11 bombs, or we could go with Matt Helbert with a 389. We went with Gentry. I kind of regret that pick a little bit. Honestly, I think I might have screwed up there. I think I got to go with the guy that hit the best, 389. So the top player, the MVP, there you go. Top hitter, put up 370 batting average. It is Bort Hammerstein. Hit 20 home runs, 48 ribbies, 370 batting average, and there are your votes and your points. Cannon O'Connor came in second, Frank Zimmer in third, Ingram in fourth, Kojima in fifth, and Matt Helbert only had 1 point there. Now the ace, the Golden Arm Award, that's what it would be inside the GGBL, but the best pitcher of the GGS was Jimmy Janitzer. Went 4-2 with a 1.10 ERA. And in second place came his teammate, or third place came his teammate, Marco Antonio Valenzuela. Kenji Shinoda there with 19 points. Now, I thought this was pretty cool. They also have this Best Manager Award quote and backstory. These guys are grown men. They don't need psychobabble. They need to win ball games. Peralta snapped at his first press conference. While his approach was controversial, even for Salt Lake, it netted the 39-year-old the Golden Globe Showcase Manager of the Year trophy, in response to which he replied, "It ain't molecular physics, it's just baseball." I mean, I love the guy already. Now for the Platinum Stick, most of the guys that I selected won it, which is kind of cool. And maybe the commish voting has a little bit too much sway. Reliever of the Year award, I think it was pretty clear that that's the guy that needed to win it. Non-custom player. The Great Glove Award choices, very quick scroll there. I didn't actually show you guys my vote for the Great Glove Award, but that's what we all decided on. Now, that's the draft order for the GGBL draft, and as we move forward now, we're going to get into player profiles, right? What are these guys bringing to the table? Well, Jimmy Janitzer's up for the draft. He's got a lot of 80 grades in his stuff and his arsenal, right? He's going to use a wipeout knuckleball for strikeouts. His strike throwing ability and movement of his pitches will limit the long ball, and he has the stuff to generate swings and misses. Interesting that they cite him being a closer. Maybe he doesn't have the makeup to be a starter. I think that that's a little crazy. You're going to see that actually a lot here when we get moving on these scouting profiles, especially like for Hideo Kojima. Could be a franchise cornerstone, but he'll need to make big strides to do that. Based on his current talent, may have trouble starting. He might have trouble starting? What? After doing what these guys have done all year long? It's just interesting. Maybe it doesn't have enough scouting to go off of. I think that might be it. Only 2 months of play to go off of. But I like Kojima. I think he's going to be definitely a top pick. I think Cannon O'Connor is going to be a top pick as well. They say O'Connor looks like an average GGBL starter. Okay. OSA Scouting doesn't know anything. Hayden Carver, what about you? Well, he's got some greens. He's got some blues. Got a lot of 80 grades with contact. Carver is developing a reputation as a strong defender and a weak hitter, which will relegate him to the bench. What? That's flipped. It's flipped. He's a better hitter than he is a defender. What in the world? Now for Coduti, his eye and his defense is awesome. So they got this right. But he was born in unknown. I thought that was funny. It should be Italy. He's a plus defender. He's a plus I. That should help him place among the league bests. You got Chris Gentry up here too. A lot of greens, not any blues there, not any 80 grades. He can hit for above average power. He grades out as an average runner on the base paths. Gentry is on the bubble for a big league role. I think these are very conservative scouting assessments because all these guys, when I make them in the show, based on what they just did with their stats, like they're gonna be starters and they're gonna be like the cornerstones of their teams. But you know, William Allen Milton, let's see what he's got here with his grades and his potential. He can hit 15 bombs a season. Could be borderline for a bench role. I think he's going to be a solid starter. Same thing with Kellen Ingram. Like, for you guys that put in 300 channel points to get this player in, like, you guys are definitely going to be the cornerstone pieces of these teams. Guys that might have put 100 channel points or 200 channel points to get into this, of course, you guys are going to have a little bit more of a grind to becoming that starter. But, yeah, don't trust OSA scouting like 100%. These guys are going to get drafted. We'll figure out where they get drafted, and then I'm going to make sure that I make them in the show as rookies that are actually going to really contribute. Now, for like Frank Zimmer, they like his stolen base ability. I think he's going to turn out to be one of those CPU players that everybody remembers and loves. Same thing with Malik Williams. He's got a nasty curve, an outstanding cutter, outstanding fastball, and mediocre sinker. He's got elite command, so he's just, again, one of those CPU guys that I'll have to create too. So it'll be interesting just to see who gets drafted and where. Like, who's going to be the number 1 draft pick? I'm curious. I'm actually anxious to see what you guys think here in the comment section. Who you think is going to be the number 1 pick? Based on production and based on what I'm seeing here, I'm probably thinking it's going to be Jimmy Janitzer. I think he's going to go number 1. I think teams are always looking to make sure they get their ace of the future. Next up, I'd probably say that it might be Cannon O'Connor, just because catchers are really hard to find, and he's really good defensively. He'll be good offensively as well. So those will be like my top 2 picks. Everything else might be a crapshoot. But I'm curious to what you guys are thinking too. Let me know in the comment section. Now, for the future drafts, I don't want in 2027 no custom players to come through. Like, you can see like Max Tronlin here is 19 years old in 2028. Like, I'm actually going to go through and edit these guys' age so that we have more people coming through in 2027. And I did just that. So Mitchell Simmons, Tronlin, Antonio Valenzuela, Brady Dunn Jr., Hammerstein, all these guys are going to come into the next season's draft. So I did kind of alter some of my rules, so to speak, but I just want to make sure that we don't belabor the point. Like, we got to get customs in here. That's part of the fun of the league, of the series, and seeing these young guys, like, have a career inside the GGBL. So there's your final draft order, guys. You got the Breeze number 1, the Strings number 2, the Jacks number 3, the Grizzlies number 4, and the Swing rounding out the top 5. Picking last, unfortunately for them, will be the LA Knights. Then you got the Cardinals and the Blue Sox. So it's kind of funny that teams that not a lot of people really like, the Blue Sox, Cardinals, and Knights, they all got to pick 28 through 30. And everybody loves the Breeze because the uniforms, and they've been bad for so long, so that's kind of funny. Richmond, where are they at? Where are my good boys at? Where are they at? Oh, I found them. Number 26. And then they got Pizzazz at number 27, so it's just kind of funny. No one likes the Pizzazz either because they're New York. They're basically like the Yankees. Nobody likes the Yankees. But anyway, guys, so that's your draft order. I just don't know how long this is going to take. I've never done a draft inside of Out of the Park, and I don't know if it's just going to be something as simple as pressing the button and then it just sims the draft and then we get the results. It's not as dramatized as in the show. It'd be kind of cool if it was a little dramatized, but I'm doubting it. Anybody that has played Out of the Park baseball, I guess let me know how this all works, but it could be really quick. Like, it could be where I just click the button and then we've got the results. We can do a couple little fun analysis and things like that after the draft. But if it does go very, very quickly, like 5-10 minutes, I don't want that to be the stream. Like, there's nothing to that. There's no meat on the bone, right? So I think what we'll do in that case is that we'll actually go into the All-Star games and the festivities and the home run derbies, and we'll have channel points and stuff like that up for grabs. And then we'll simulate the month of July all the way up until the trade festival on the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. So then we'll start getting some more moves and some deals and some offers to take a look at, and getting those team ambassadors to say yes or reject or counter some offers. And actually, inside of some DMs, I've got some pretty crazy things that are happening right now. Not going to reveal those quite yet, but we've got some people on the block that you might not think should be on the block. It's gonna be pretty chaotic. It's a 3-day span, 29th, the 30th, and the 31st for the trade festival, and it'll bring some drama back to the GGBL. This is probably my most fun, outside of opening day and the playoff chase. Is probably my most fun part of the league is all the trade stuff. But guys, leave a like if you like this thing. Again, let me know in the comment section who you think is going to be the #1 overall draft pick tomorrow night, Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I will see you guys in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.